I was a comedian as well. TikTokers have clash with the sensitive president John Mahama over lithium agreement on best omodical parliament, not parliament, I approve it. They are mining lithium, our Ghana, just a massa, any age. Adia last year, 1 year to something which was bad yesterday is still bad today. Remember, until we watch the word, Amame. Our comment section. Hi, Penyah Block Media. May as well say the demo. Obe like video, no other my subscribe button, so now back click notification on the latest updates. Now back to the word, and Amame. Our comment section. May as well about so much so any be ashe. In 2018, Anna Ghana had discovered lithium in Mankesim Central region. You discover lithium as a lithium. I discover, you know. That thing I could find any check community. It or for me some be ana ya two dini ya lithium project. Ana omu ana senka parliament etiase ema bibia agreement bibia esia anka ya lithium project. Omu ena be mine that particular lithium na ye nya ye no ewo bankesim. You discover bankesim no. Omu ena ka ebe mine. But that agreement only called parliament no NDC stood against that.
Concerns about mining in forests on water bodies and other things just because they want it to be passed. Mr. Speaker, there's nothing in our standing order today that will stop us from allowing them to lay. But be assured, you will not be allowed to cajole anybody to lay a lithium agreement for anyone to go and mine in a reserve forest. Even if it will give us 10 trillion, we don't care. You'll be forced to do the right thing and make sure the environment is protected, not for you and I only, but for the future generations yet unborn. So we are not going to stand in the way of laying it, but the committee that this will be referred to. And Mr. Speaker, we are just about to approve the new committees under the new standing order. People have been attempting for this to be referred to a joint committee. Today, we are encouraging you to refer this to only the Committee of Lands, yes, and Natural Resources. This idea, yes, because this idea of this joint committee creates a problem. Mining has nothing to do with energy. Mining is a land and natural resource matter. So, Mr. Speaker, we were hoping that we will complete the setting up of the committees today before we make the referral. Those who are pushing for this to be laid ahead of time should know this will not be referred to Mines and Energy and Lands Committee. It must necessarily go to the Lands and Natural Resource Committee only. And we shall follow up to make sure that the right thing is done for this country. No one is allowed to mine, and then when we do this, and then the people are crying their communities, the parliament absorbs itself. It is our responsibility to approve the agreement and do the oversight of this, Mr. Speaker. Those are the only things I have to say before you go ahead.
And this is for sorry TI lithium mining no gidi. I want to tell even if Ghana will get 10 trillion kroner still, we don't need lithium mining. Rather than say be sika enti omo makwan ema he obia kan ne de and this communicator bia kan ne de. Hey, obia attack sami jamfi kan ne de on tiase some dot e kan ne de say oh bia kan ne de say on makwan emie lithium e wo Ghana ha no mo what I say MP4 kan de bom je say masa yen tiase emie mani lithium e wo Ghana ha no. But interestingly omu kan that same ne say omu tiase me mani lithium Ghana got emwa o mine no nansi yan ana omodi kodu Ghana parliament ese person speaker kwai na ke to so abane yagitum na ye mine lithium wo Ghana hanomo.
Speaker, as you know, the lease was presented indeed in the 8th Parliament, for ratification pursuant to Article 268(1) of the 1992 Constitution and Section 5(4) of Act 703. But was not ratified before the House adjourned. Since then, the basis in which the agreement, especially the price of lithium, at the time of the negotiation was about $3,000. Price of lithium had fallen, current price to about $630, making the project really at risk in going forward. The company appealed that if they were to go forward, certain key provisions must be looked at. Indeed, it was very clear and public knowledge that lithium prices had fallen. We took advantage of, at the time, the high lithium prices of $3,000 to, for example, move beyond the normal royalty of 5% and move it to 10% and other provisions. Based on their request, 3 key areas has been looked at: the royalty rate adjustment, VAT deferral on capital inputs, and SOPON transshipment facility feasibility. These 3 areas were new areas that has been factored, and that called for us to look at the new lease. The new lease has been negotiated, sent to Cabinet for approval, and we are here in Parliament to get ratification in accordance with Article 268 of the 1992 Constitution. I thank you. I accordingly refer the mining lease agreement, which is referred to as new, to the Committee on Lands and Forestry for consideration and report to the House.
Something which was bad yesterday, today the one who said 80, over the do Parliament, they want almost super majority 2/3. Then the speaker and the speaker moving home for motion, not yet to swaba, woman a better. Then you almost could do Parliament. Something which was bad yesterday, no, almost a name, Now, no, Anna TikTok and found her. Massa, there be you. Yeah, be there. Ghana, ye na ne dia, and your monkwa, ye na ne dia. Something which was bad yesterday, it is still bad today, tomorrow, and forevermore.
Yeah, so I'm here today. Uba in Krem, a very intellectual discussion. I'm a cultural say I had the I'm going to talk about the lithium agreement. Na mwenhu baby a yafa yen free any baby a yede yen ko. Baby a omafa yen free any nkrofo a yen wom edele as a country. Now I'm motivated by Bryce Simon's statement to be our year in his current write-up or say Yama company Barari DV Saban we were more free giveaway because of the new contract no signing. Because I say the only reason happened was that the minister gauged the national mood and noticed that the people who understand these things will stay mute. Don't stay mute. And so far, I'm coming to just summarize the things he has said. What he has said, TAB, no be can be a one who crofua no almost a mobile reset. Mukaya, around August, minority tried to lay this bill in Parliament, lithium agreement, in Parliament. Now, in the agreement, Ghana Efre be participating interest into every mineral be able to be campaign. May sorry, this video will be a bit longer. TMA campaign in your mom 10% as participating, Omoma Ghana 10% as participating interest because he answers so and Sani account taxes and all that. But when Abani pushy for 13% in participating interest and then 6% equity. What you say? Sa equity no na mif and omode be mam ti yen so ye share ti say yen side of business no e 6 and na ye participating interest because adeni way ye man so ntini ye nya 13 ti na nyina ye 19 and sana ban no assign agree 10% in royalties 10% royalties instead of normally which mean mining companies now be a 5. In fact, it be quite a 3.5, but a ban push it to 10%. Sa agreement we be called Parliament minority at the time. Kofi Buano or ye deputy minority leader Agujamo. They will never have this agreement. It is fleecing the state. MYN. MPP4 is saying, MPP4 is saying, in fact, Agoja is on records as saying, say, if they laid that agreement, Parliament will be in chaos. There will be chaos in Parliament. Enti hu kikikikikiri ena ya to Parliament mu ya the Parliament ko kai say virtually Parliament was virtually closed down the dying members of Nana Ado's administration. For a long time na Parliament in Shia. Enti enu ne course wa agreement no kura omanye. Because at the time na prices near very good. In August, na $780 per tons. But in October, na no more de bill ne call Parliament no. Na a move to $2,200 per tons. What did I say? $2,200 per tons. And ye did one and crofui opposi ya and ye abedu baby a dream. January, the price moved to $800 per ton. We share lithium price now $800 per tons. Emra ye bargaining chipaba form no. Afena and profu any abrese womu belay agreement in Parliament in November. That means said the opposition of MPP's original contract, has led us to lose. They say company also say they can't, if they pay 10% in royalties, it's going to affect their profitability. So they are only going to give us 5%. Into which means the opposition earlier by the NDC is potentially going to put us in a position where we are losing 5% in royalty payment. I don't say the air politics were Ghana. To follow me logically. The opposition of the minority then NDC to the original agreement in their core contract now Ghana 10% royalty, 13% participating interest, 6% equity investment in Mefono. MDC for TMC and MY no and ne omu minister say price no abafom intino and Crawford campaign no a demand they say royalties yente so ma 5% into what teswaba 5. These are the people almost on the reset. I have a battle headquarters. Me so bet me a sponsor, I bet me a platform yako because ye details we read document. Inti the economy. Na normal figures be na me person me gugu mu kire wo. Na wanhu baby aye wo. Na wanhu nkrofo omo buy. Wo ma be dinti said the market prices na sesa. Na prices are commodity are prices near bit vulnerable because that Tuesday no ama Kofi Bua echo Parliament or catch the media for say price near $630. But Enra Abra Simon say no price na shoot up to $990. Ain't it a commodity? Now price near so vulnerable. You don't use one number, isolated number, say 630. Price na abafom to $630 into who you should know say ye momo a company ne pene no my Ghana 10% participating interest I be affect your profit into who kwaje 5 no wo bra in principle you have opposed 10%. Ahun krofo aye no mu bumai. Now according to Bryce Simmons say the minister has not done proper analysis. But yes, and profit analysis. And it's very true. Because and now you can say the price per ton of a lithium is 990. But minister is using a benchmark of 630. Ese nunti no enkrofo ni ntimi mine 10%. Which means say the price is now 930. The minister needs use 630 kra. The people are potentially going to make a profit of more than 30% because all in costs. You can't all in cost. That cost out be in carry, mining lithium and managing all those things. It's 610 per lithium. Enti what the air cost no. Na normal me be say. Time may for our negotiations are. Why are we going ahead to lay the bill at this time? Time even if the minister will use absolute or standing alone figures. Why are we going this time? Minister no di enege wojina company na chi say the same companies who the same company and MPP use omo oppose omo an ne omo use and then there was say 10% no yenti ontimi mfa magana nti wodne a private company no agree say it should be 5%. This is not good for Ghana. Now Sama Bryce Simmons Akan was say the minister has gauged the mood of the country. Hey, and the media for be no be cancel contract wants them. And no one can want them. Obi ani ho kohwe media enye yan ye beba be taking on now. Obi an kan want them. They have gauged the mood. And on saying perform what is idea we so be take time. Aye ho analysis no wo monye. Me know internet will support this platform so that we do this. This is not good for Ghana. Adia MI and 10% royalties. We see yet. But what take the side of the company say and company na catch will say 10% royalties are affecting the profitability. Now when they are doing into what the contract abe to Parliament say yen sign my company no on Ghana 5%. Radem fire born in chain. Mummy nsua de mummy enkan ade yen ade ho asi support us and let us push this. Enu ma ekoso no emoa o man Ghana. Omo muton eburo kura na abrofu aba fom no. Ebrofu nim say eburo na ba fom timi ntobi na memfa ngu dem. Ne dru mmera aburo no bekọ a maye na nya lithium maye hia to do the EV cars.
When the MPP people come here,
you penny for
that we negotiated a lithium royalty at 10. They reduce it to 5%. Tell them it's a lie. You put it on the scale, it will go back to the price when the price goes up. And in fact, when the lithium price goes back $1,000, we are able to go to a royalty of 10%, not 3,000, based on the calculation we've done. But as it is right now, the cost is 675. The cost of the calculation is 675. So if somebody is going to produce a lithium which is being sold at a ton at 630, and their cost is going to be 675, obviously nobody is going to invest in it. And that is why the government is shepherding this new agreement back to Parliament. So I want the people of Ghana to understand that we are thinking about jobs, we are thinking about empowering the people, we are thinking about the industries that will be created and the opportunities that is ahead. And that's why we are making this decision. And so we brought the agreement back after we've sat down with the company and negotiated a pathway that is the long-term interest of the people of the Manchester area and the people of Ghana. And thank you.
Imole, Eka Befie. Mumbai last year, as the last 2 years or so, and I say Ghana discover lithium. Wa who name lithium no? Eye minerals beer, eye hot cake, German susisia. Because of climate change na air koso no. Abuchire for ube unso mu ye electrical cars, any BB electric cars, bus mpusa. Battery no mude ye no. Sa battery, the aye sa battery of that electrical cars no. And I discover what is it Western region ho baby. Na that time no na President Akufo-Addo breso na me ti say Abuja na pon kasa no na ne hu eye machine no Omu kosan deal na yenti a Akufo Addo breso. Omu kosan deal na Ghana de ye 10%. And at then time ye can say ye mami so for Akufo kura babonti say e din ne ha ye penifo. A former Chief Justice say how come I kosan deal ade ani sie ye japade so ye japade si yasasi so. Who concern there say who je 10% ama Ghana na 90% nya brofo dia adwini nya na na ye mami be condemn say sa de ni die e bad kura and the Speaker of Parliament Abangbagbe last Parliament or rejected deal no say MPs no nko details of deal no mu nko mu ye na research na ba me fi say mu concern mu say review of that deal no na ye 50-50 and now 45-55 ti asema wa kan say omo de no po nyesa land minister mu de ni nye 5% a MPP for ba mu bom su bo say omo na say 10 mu ba na ma reduce aba 5 say na mu sign say na mu de ma Ghana katira ye we deserve it because yen Ghanaians no na ade ni si yasase so muntimi be kan kire sen o say MPP for make allegation o press conference no o so wan boss wo be bia say oh there be ye condemn say 10% ni nye ye ba ni yetimi aye ni 45 and answer 50-50 but o say 5% no na enye nokre no say na o de braye ono de want mi anka mo fi say ye jimi wo krom ha on nse hunu amudi ye ede ye gold ye tu gold wakrum ha ye nya hu faso ko Johannesburg ne ko shwe baby ye tu gold ne ba obuasi gold city ne shwe de we yiti ye poor e wo obuasi ni adansi ni ye tu petrol wakrum ha ko takra de ne ko shwe de we city petrol na ye tu nu faso be ne ye nya woso timba ye tu wakrum ha faso be ne ye woso mu de mu ko na makosen bad deals minim se mo percentage bia mu jegu mu amu bottom na mu de fun de Ghana I don't know but is it make sense should we are Dubai Katamu South Korea mu omunya japade o mu kroma the way omu pushing big agenda for themselves eyenye lithium we kura mu ko ye emponu say papa mu amu betimi akobo besi ato machine sa yede tu eje expect ni tu omuka na ye refund ye timi ye sa battery no ha na company say ye cas no abefa wo ye krom ha mo sa adwin we mba motrimu ya to go do wo krom ha more than 100 years ye ni go do refund wo krom ha mu fere ena ye ko no ye breso no 10% u breso 10% ene uku wa office mu fi MPP man ya de papa na mu ko sense 10% man Ghana on why ya de pa na we sube kasa ni yenti a ye se wo de akofa 5% kura wo de kura sa ye 10 MPP for dia o se entisa say na wo de ma Ghana onu de want mi aka agejimi for ye omu di mati a mu kasa omu dwen hu kwa kire enhu se mu di abro nti mu na omu na mu be kasa na se mu we kire omu ye mu bia ya dwen ye adwuma anye mfa mu party hu no a ye dwen Ghana hu no ye mu kasa ye dwen hu branemu babontin be ka kire ye se deo na sisi a resetting na mu ye no eban deo na mu de Ghana no ye 50-50 na Ghana for your boss mama say yes government are yet to abama money. I dare this President Mahama and this minister say mu babontin be ka kire ye se resetting na ye no sisi a ye lithium ni yen fa ma brofo no for free sisi a ye hunyansa say sisi a de ye 50-50 ana 45-55 anyway de mu de ye mu wi na masua Quran ni Bible de suwe se mu be ku amagana mu wi su a mu kun bia magana mu kun ye mum
chere wadwe mame e wo comment section hi Penyah Media.